'cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay, 'cause my message is...
Hannah Spark. The morning starts with YN waking up at the right time. She immediately go to the bathroom to take a shower and do her morning routines. After that she went back to her bed to take her bag when her phone suddenly got a notification. Love, are you done? I'm already here, look outside. Hyunjin massages YN. After reading the message, YN looked outside to see her boyfriend waving at her. YN smiled, it's a good morning indeed. Then she run downstairs to say goodbye to her mother. After saying goodbye to her mother, YN hugged Hyunjin as if they've been away for 1 week. They smiled and hugged each other. Eventually, they break the hug and sit inside the car and drove away. The car ride was quiet, but YN decided to break the silence. Love, what's wrong? Why are you so quiet? Is there a problem? YN asked, looking at her boyfriend worriedly. Just a problem at work, so don't worry. I'm okay. Hyunjin looked at YN, held her hand, smiled softly, reassuring her. Do you eat breakfast? Hyunjin asked YN, but she stayed silent, not answering the question. You don't eat breakfast, don't you? Hyunjin said that knowing YN will do that, and she nodded, agreeing. Then let's go to drive-thru so you can have a breakfast, Hyunjin said, wanting to feed his girlfriend who did not have a breakfast. They went to the drive-thru, they ordered and quickly head to school, while YN is eating at the car. As they got to school, YN saw the girls and boys, they're waiting for the especially to YN. When YN got out of the car, there's a lot of screaming. The screaming of YN is back and we miss you, surrounded the school ground. Hyunjin come out of the car too, and he holds my hand, then I smiled at the crowd who welcomed me, while we walked to our friends. The girls quickly went to YN when they saw her. They hug her and say, we miss you, Suyu said, I miss you too, I miss you all, YN replied. They break the hug and Jihyo asked worried, how are you? Are you okay? Jihyo, calm down. I'm okay, YN chuckle, finding Jihyo cute. We're just worried, Yuna said with her teary eyes, but she's trying not to cry so hard. I know, but Hyunjin is with me so I'm okay, YN said, trying to calm down her friends. Right, you are with Hyunjin, so Hyunjin explained to us what's going on. Suyu asked. Fired up, they're dating Han, simply answering the question for Hyunjin, what? The girls are shocked to the news. Wait, how did you know? Jihyo asked Han with a confused look on her face. Because we're there the whole time, Changbin answered the question for Han. What? We don't get it, Yuna said with a really confused look on her face, not understanding a whole damn thing. We will explain to you later, but for now let's go inside, YN said, trying to make them not remember that they're still at the university. As they walked inside, Suyu suddenly stops YN, wait YN, here, Suyu handed YN a notebook. What's this? YN asked as she received the notebook. It's notes you missed for the past 5 months. We help each other to write notes for you and BTW, the finals to IS in 2 weeks from now, so you will really need that to catch up to the lessons, Suyu said softly to YN. Thank you for this, YN thanked her friends, smiled at them, then hugged them, but she really appreciated the effort her friends give to write this notes for her. It almost make her tear up, she's thankful to have them as her friends. You better be, my hands hurt while writing, Yuna said as we laughed, but then the bell rang. Let's go, see you later at lunch, YN said. They walked to their respective classrooms, the lesson started, Professor walked in and out of the classroom as they finished their class. That's all for today, you may take your lunch, the professor said as the bell rings. Thank you Mr. Kim. The class said as they stand up and pack their stuff and went out one by one. As YN and Hyunjin went outside the classroom, they holding hands and went to the cafeteria to grab their lunch, then they saw Felix waving at them. Hey, lovebirds, Felix shouted. Hyunjin and Yen walked closer to where they are, then Yen saw that the girls are already here, so they sit down. So now that you're here, explain everything please, Yuna said hurriedly. Okay, but I know one will get mad at Hyunjin, okay? Yen said, but she's worried that the girls might get mad at Hyunjin. Why? Yuna asked, confused. Hyunjin is the one who kidnapped me, Yen said closing her eyes as she whispered those sentences. What? The girls shouted, shock of what they hear. Yen and Hyunjin eventually explained the whole situation to the girls. As they explained, the girls shouted so many times in shock. In return they got the attention of the students so many times too. I can't believe this. Okay, we forgive you, but in one condition, Jihyo said in disbelief, but she composed herself. What condition? Hyunjin asked, worried of what the condition might be. Don't hurt Yen, don't make her cry again, or else even you're a mafia, I will report you to the police and kill you. Jihyo said seriously, okay, I get it and that's my plan. I don't want to hurt and make Yen cry anymore, Hyunjin said sighing, relieved that that's the only condition. After a long discussion, they are peacefully, the table is full of foods, the laughed at each other's jokes echoed at the cafeteria. Seeing them, you will know that they're happy at each other's company. After school, the girls and the boys went home, while Hyunjin and Yen are still in the school. So where are we going? Yen asked Hyunjin. Take you home. Hyunjin replied. Hearing that, Yen looked down, feeling sad because she don't want to go home yet. Seeing Yen looking like that, Hyunjin eventually said, if you like you can go with me in my company, Hyunjin offered. And Yen nodded happily.
Hyunjin and Yin went to his company. The luxury decoration of the tall building, the high ceiling, the interior design are so beautiful that make Yin's eyes twinkle. Wow, this is so big, Yin said in awe while looking at the ceiling.
Let's go love, Hyunjin said, holds her hand in order to get her attention while she's still in awe. Eventually, they head inside. As they walked through the hallway, many employees greeted Hyunjin as they passed them. Afterward, they went inside the elevator and walked to Hyunjin's office, but then he stopped in front of his office door. Attention everyone. Listen. Hyunjin shouted, grabbing the attention of his employees. This is my girlfriend Yen. From now on, if you see her here, call him Miss Yen and don't hesitate to let her in, understand? Hyunjin announced. To them, yes, sir, the employees replied, enthusiastically. You may now go back to work, Hyunjin said calmly after his announcement like nothing happened. Meanwhile Yen is dumbfounded. They went inside his office. You don't have to introduce me to them. Yen said, embarrassed. Why not? Remember you're my girlfriend, their boss girlfriend, so why not? Hyunjin said proudly. I'm just shy, you know, Yen blushed, not used to being treated like that. You don't have to be shy, okay, Hyunjin said, and they sit down on the couch, until they heard a knock, and Hyunjin let the person to come in. It's my secretary, Kevin. In fact, I don't like girls to be my secretary, because they will just flirt at me, so I don't like it. Kevin, how's the gun dealing with Mr. Choi? Hyunjin asked Kevin. It's all good, sir. Today is the day the guns will deliver to Mr. Choi, Kevin replied calmly. How about with Mr. Kim? Hyunjin asked, feeling good, however, with Mr. Kim, sir, but it's all good but... Kevin said with low tone, unsure if this news will anger his boss or not. He doesn't want to make his boss mood to turn down. Huh? What happened? The cops saw our delivery men's, our means died, and the guns got confiscated. Kevin said with caution, ready to take his boss' anger. Note, some of the guns are not registered. What? Why aren't you careful? You don't make sure that no one follows you. Hyunjin said shouting. Meanwhile, Yen, who is sitting at the sofa, flinched when she heard Hyunjin shouting to his secretary. He looks so angry and scary, it's like when he kidnapped me. He don't shout in front of her, because he knows it will trigger her, but it looks like he can't control his emotions because of the bad news he received. Leave. Hyunjin shouted, telling his secretary to leave and he leave, he didn't bother to argue with Hyunjin, so he went to YN who is sitting at the sofa. Love, I'm sorry if you hear me shouting. Hyunjin said softly, trying not to scare YN. No, it's okay, I understand. YN said, then we hear a knock on the door. Come in. Hyunjin said. When the door opened it revealed the boys. Oh, you're here Nuna. Jeonjin said, and he came and hugged YN. What are you doing here YN? Chan asked. She wants to see our company, Hyunjin replied. Then, did you like here? Chan asked and YN answered with a nod. I'm glad you like here, he said.
So why are you guys here? Hyunjin asked, but they all looked at Yin, trying to say that this can't be heard by her. Love, it's almost night. It's better if you go home. Don't worry, Han will drive you home, Hyunjin said, responding to their gazes.
Okay, lovebirds, stop the drama. Miho said slightly disgusted, seeing YN and Hyunjin hugging. The boys laughed at what Miho said. Han, let's go. YN and Han left and they said their goodbyes to them. After they left, Hyunjin sit on his seat and the boys sat down on the sofa. So what is it Hyung? Hyunjin finally asked. We have a mission. Chan said seriously. The air in the room become heavy. We will tell you when we find the location of the target. Chan answered instead. So spend some time with YN because we will be gone for 1 week. Miho said, understanding that Hyunjin needs time with YN and Hyunjin nodded enthusiastically. So how's the deal with Mr. Kim? Chan asked directly, changing the topic. Seriousness evident in his tone. Failed, our guns were confiscated by the police. Hyunjin replied firmly, quickly answering his Hyung question. It's okay, bro, we need to be careful not to get caught next time. Chan said sighing, stands up, and pat Hyunjin's shoulder. Meanwhile, Han was driving his way to YN's house and it was so silent so YN decided to break it. Han, can I ask you something? YN asked seriously. Sure, what is it? Han replied, asking. Is there anything else I should know about Hyunjin? Hearing YN question, Han was silent for a moment but he answered eventually, I don't know if I can tell it to you, so if you really want to know, just ask him personally because I feel like I'm not in the place to tell you what I know. YN were about to say something but Han interrupted YN off. You know YN, I know I'm his friend. I witnessed his ups and downs, but since you came into his life, he's always been smiling and that smile, that's what we've been looking for him for a very long time that he does smile when we're together but his smile is different when you're with him. Han said and YN just kept quiet, listening to him carefully. He is really different now, unlike in the past, he used to always be angry, always getting irritated about little things, he always shouts even at us, he always gets into fights because of his impatient behavior. However now, he can control his anger, his emotions. We can talk to him properly unlike before, when we were talking, we always shouted. He is smiling again, so that if you have something you don't understand because of his behavior, just to understand him better, okay? Han said sincerely to YN. So we're on the street, where's your house? Han said, getting the attention of YN who space out for a while. That YN pointed to their house. Here, see you at school. Han said as he parks in front of YN house. Thank you, see you at school. Be careful on your way.
Bye.
YN said as she went out of the car and waved at him. Afterwards, Han came home safely after he drove YN off, the boys were already at home so he immediately walked through Hyunjin's room. Hyunjin, it's Han. Can we talk? Han knocked on Hyunjin's door. Yup, the door is open. Hyunjin replied. Han walked in and closed up the door behind him as he spoke. So, you drive her home safely? Hyunjin asked in a great mood. Han nodded in response, as he sat on the edge of the bed. So what are we gonna talk about? Hyunjin finally asked him. It's about YN. Han replied. What about her? Hyunjin, she's asking about you. She's asking if there's anything else she should know about you. I feel like it started when you come together at the company earlier and talked about our business deals in front of her. Han said gently, explaining to Hyunjin. So what did you tell her? Hyunjin asked with his strict tone. I told her that she should have asked you instead, and not me. Hyunjin, when will you tell her about? It's very important that she knows about Okama, Han told him seriously. Han. Why would I tell her about that? There's nothing going on between us. Hyunjin said, annoyed at what his friend said. Hyunjin, it's her right to know. I almost told her that, I just restrained myself. Because I knew I shouldn't be the one to tell her that. Han argued. I know. And I'm thankful for that. I'll tell her, but not right now. Hyunjin argued back. But Hyunjin, you should tell her while it's still early, sooner or later she'll know that too. What's worse, the IT might not come from you, she might find out from other people. Han said, sincerely concerned. Yes, I know, like what I said. I will tell her, but not now. Okay, if that's your decision then. I should go to bed now. Han said, standing up and walking to the door while Hyunjin was still sitting on the bed. Yup, thank you for your concern and thank you for today, bro. Hyunjin said, grateful, and Han closed the door and stood behind the door. I hope everything will go well for Hyunjin. Han said with a deep sigh, concerned for the future. Back to Hyunjin, who is still sitting on his bed, thinking about what they talked about earlier. Should I tell YN while it's still early, but I'm scared of what her reaction will be. I'm scared that she will misunderstand everything when I tell her. Hyunjin thought to himself, with that he fell asleep with a concerned heart. YN woke up by the sound of her ringing phone. She grabbed her phone, looking at the screen with her half-open eyes. The screen shows Hyunjin, he is calling, so she quickly answers. Why? YN said with a sleepy voice. You should wake up, I'm already here outside. Hyunjin said. What? YN shocked, causing her to look at the clock with wide eyes. It's 5:39 a.m., you are so early. YN said with concern about how many hours or minutes Hyunjin is standing there outside because it's still early and cold outside. She stood up and looked outside. I know, I woke you up early for you to have breakfast with no rush, so go, prepare for school. He said softly, waving at her who is standing by the window. Okay, are you my dad? YN response. Then I'll be your daddy if you want. Hyunjin said jokingly, he chuckled at what he said while YN shouted through the phone, then he laughed at her response. He knows how to tease her. I'm just joking, so I'll stay inside the car first.
Bye.
YN ended the call and she immediately went to shower and do her morning routine. After a while, YN and Hyunjin left the house and right now Hyunjin is driving. And YN is busy talking. Love, you said yesterday that you're going to treat me, so where are we going later? YN asked curiously, while she was looking and facing Hyunjin. You will know later, love. For now, school first, okay? The finals are coming. Near, won't you study? Hyunjin said while constantly looking at YN. I will study tomorrow, but for now. I want to be with you. YN chuckled shyly and Hyunjin smiled at what she said. The class starts at 7:20 a.m. Some of the lectures YN didn't understand, maybe because only half of the notes of Yuna is what YN read. 12 p.m. is the lunchtime, so as usual the boys and the girls went to the cafeteria and ate their lunch. Finally, it's 4:45 p.m., the last class for today. They finished school at 5 p.m., so now the professor gives reminders for the upcoming finals next week. Class, I will give your reminders for next week's finals. First, you will only have 1 hour to answer the questions on the test. Second, make sure you will study all the lectures we have discussed, especially you Ms. Tuan and Mr. Huang. You've been missing class for 5 months. Just borrow notes from your classmates or photocopy them, okay? The professor said that reminding Yen and Hyunjin for them not to fail the finals. Yen and Hyunjin answered with a nod. Okay, third, no one will cheat. Remember that your future depends on this exam, so don't fool yourself that you know the answers, be true to yourself. This is for yourselves, okay? The professor continued. Yes, professor. The whole class said enthusiastically. Eventually, the bell rang. The professor dismissed the whole class. Yen, let's hang out, please. Yuna pleaded at Yen with her eyes. Suyu joined Yuna to please Yen. Guys, I can't. Yen said hopelessly. And why not? It's been a long time since we hung out. Jihyo said it was visible that she was unhappy with her tone. I have plans with Hyunjin, but don't worry, next time I'll go with you guys. Yen said, explaining and promising to them that they'll hang out next time. We wait at home. Changbin said to Hyunjin, tapping his shoulders, and they left. So let's go, Hyunjin asked Yen after he gave a nod to Changbin, then he held Yen's hand affectionately. Yup.
Bye.
Girls, promise next time. Yen said. She waved to them.
Goodbye.
As they went and sat in the car, Yen quickly asked Hyunjin. Where are we going? Yen asked excitedly. Amusement park. Hyunjin replied. Yen reacted joyfully, she's happy that they will go to the place she dreamed of. Spending time with him. Later on, they arrived at the amusement park and took the entrance. First, they ride the bumper cars. Yeah, love. Yen shouted, annoyed. Why? Hyunjin asked, laughing. Stop and go there. Yen said, annoyed, because every move she makes, he will bump into her. That's why Hyunjin can't stop laughing, really having fun. Second, the ride we go to is the pendulum. Third, we go to the roller coaster, cause he likes it. When Yen and Hyunjin sit on the ride, the hands of Yen are shaking because of nervousness and Hyunjin is feeling it. Don't be scared, I'm here, just hold my hand tight. Hyunjin said softly. As the ride got started, Yen held his hands tighter while screaming in fear. Finally, after the rides, Yen tells him to rest for a while so she can breathe. After a few minutes, Hyunjin starts to Yen again into the balloon dart, shooting gallery, fishing, and lastly ring toss. Every time he wins, he will ask what to take as a prize. They're walking as the night gets deeper. Take this. Yen giving him the pink bear. Why? But this is for you. Hyunjin questioned. Then I will give this to you, so that you can remember me anytime, same as yours. I have this brown bear to remind me of you. Yen said warmly. Another moment becomes part of their memories together. As a response, Hyunjin stares at her lovingly and... Come here. Hyunjin said as he opened his arms, welcoming a warm hug from Yen. I will always remember you no matter what happened, but thanks for this, I appreciate it. Hyunjin said sincerely, as Yen is in his arms, hugging her tightly. I love you. Hyunjin said, as he kissed her passionately. I love you too. Yen replied, returning the kiss with the same passion. Okay, so next? He said, breaking the warm atmosphere. Next? Yen asked, confused. Ferris wheel. Hyunjin replied. Love? She said, whining. Promise this is the last one. Hyunjin said eagerly. Yen nodded, having no choice but to go with Hyunjin. As a result, they went to the Ferris wheel. As the Ferris wheel started to go up, Yen's hold on Hyunjin's hands go tighter as they went further up. Yen felt anxious, and it's clearly visible on her face. More precisely, she felt this way because she has aerophobia or fear of heights. Seeing Yen like this, Hyunjin quickly comforted her. Love, calm yourself, nothing's gonna happen. Hyunjin said, trying to comfort his anxious girlfriend. But Yen got interrupted by the sudden shake of the Ferris wheel, indicating it stops. As a response, she buried her face in Hyunjin's chest, hugging him tightly in fear. Love, calm down. It's part of the ride so we can enjoy the view on the top, Hyunjin explained softly, as he rubs YN back. Are you sure? YN asked, looked out softly in Hyunjin's eyes. Yup, you never ride this, don't you? Hyunjin asked, that half teasing. Yes, it's my first time riding this. Actually, I have an aerophobia, so I didn't ride this at all. YN said, closing her eyes, telling him her secret. That explains why, okay. Just calm down. Nothing will happen. I'm here, look there, look at the night view, it's beautiful. Hyunjin said, trying to divert her mind to something else to calm her down. Eventually YN opened her eyes to look up and see the beautiful view of the night city. Wow, it's so beautiful. YN said, delighted. See, you're not scared anymore, but thank you, love. Hyunjin said, pleased to see YN facing her fear. Thank you for what? YN asked. Thank you for riding this ride with me, even though you have a phobia. Hyunjin said, being touched and grateful for YN's actions. It's okay, as long as it's for you, I'll do everything for you. She said sincerely by looking at Hyunjin. The atmosphere inside the Ferris wheel became warm unlike earlier. She takes out her phone. It's a perfect view, we should take a photo of this moment. Give it to me, I'll take it for you. 1, 2, 3, smile. Hyunjin took the phone from YN and they posed. I love you more than anything, YN. I love you too more than anything, Hyunjin. They stared at each other's eyes and they kissed. The Ferris wheel started to move again. They broke the kiss and they hugged. They said their love to each other, embracing each other on a cold night, but a warm atmosphere inside the Ferris wheel. That's how they ended the date tonight. Jean. After Hyunjin got home, he went straight away to their monitoring room, because he knows the boys are there, waiting for him. So what's the update? He quickly asked as he entered the room. We located him. Sungmin replied. Him? Who is it? You guys said you will tell me if you are located at the target, now tell me, who is it? Hyunjin said seriously, and the atmosphere inside the room became tense. They all looked serious. You know him already, bro? Chan directly answered Hyunjin. I already know him? Who? Hyunjin asked, confused. It's YXXX. Chan said bitterly, as he looked directly at Hyunjin to see his reaction. Again? When will he stop bothering me? Hyunjin said, outraged, fed up of the actions of the person. The boys got silent for a while. Guys, we need to prepare our things and go to Busan since that's where his location is. Chan announced. So tomorrow we're going to Busan? Hyunjin asked, clarifying. Yes, after school. Miho replied. Okay, got it. Then we better sleep now. He suggested. I agree. Okay, guys, you all are dismissed. Chan said, ordering the men's in black. The morning comes, YN woke up, she's hugging the teddy bear that Hyunjin gave to her. As YN prepares herself to school, she gets a message from Hyunjin saying he couldn't pick her up because he has to do something, so they'll see each other at school instead. She read the message and finished her routine and went downstairs. I'll go now, Mom. YN said as she walked to the door. Wait, where's Hyunjin? Her mother asked after not seeing Hyunjin with his car in front of their house. He has something important to do, we're gonna see each other at school instead. She replied, then kissed her mom's cheeks saying, goodbye. As she goes to school, there are a lot of students entering and busy getting their books at the lockers area. Same goes to YN, she went straight to the lockers area and saw Hyunjin standing there, waiting for her. Good morning, love. Good morning. They greeted and hugged each other. So may I know what you did? YN asked curiously, still hugging him. I will tell you later, okay? Hyunjin replied softly, caressing her head while she nodded understandingly. time skips. The classes are done. Hwayeon quickly went out of the room to find Suyu. Suyu, are you sure that you guys gave me all the notes? I think there's something missing. Hwayeon asked as she approached Suyu, and started flipping the pages of the notebook in her hands, finding some topics. Right, wait. Here, I forgot to paste it in the notebook, sorry. Suyu said, smiling awkwardly scratching her hair. No, it's okay, don't worry. Thanks for this. Hwayeon thanked Suyu and she came to Hyunjin. Saying goodbye to Suyu. Love, let's go to the library. I have to review all these notes. She said as she clung her arms to Hyunjin. Love, go to the library first, I'll just take care of some things first. Promise, I'll follow. Hyunjin said softly. Okay, take care. They walked into separate ways. Hwayeon walked through the library, went inside and took some books related to what topic writes in the notes. She sits somewhere. While Hyunjin went to his house, prepare his stuff for their mission, and place it in his car. Now they're at the weapons room.
It's been a while, Guns, Felix said, feeling thrilled while holding the gun. Make sure we bring everything we need. Chan said making sure everything, and everyone is ready. They packed their weapons and placed them in the car when Chan approached Hyunjin. Hyunjin, did you say goodbye to Yin? Chan asked him, and there was silence, answering him. Maybe he hasn't said anything to In yet. Minho joined the conversation. Hyung, just give me an hour to say goodbye to her, please. Hyunjin pleaded. Fine, just an hour. Hyunjin, we need to move. Chan said seriously. I know, so I'll go first. My stuff is already here, so bye. Hyunjin quickly went to the library and he saw her at the corner, studying. As Yin is reading, she felt a presence beside her, so she looked at her side and saw Hyunjin standing there. Love, you're here, Yin exclaimed excitedly, smiling sweetly at him. Are you done? Hyunjin asked, smiling back at her, finding her adorable. Then he sat in front of her. Almost done, she said. Then he grabbed the books in front of Yin and he read it. After an hour, okay, done, she said by closing the book and her notebook. She arranged her stuff to put them back in her bag. Done? Hyunjin asked, and she nodded, answering him. So, let's go to the cafe. I will tell you something, Hyunjin said, and he grabbed her hands. They went to the nearest cafe, they find Sits, and as usual he knows what Yin would like to eat. While he is ordering, Yin decided to take a picture of him. She finds him cute. Taking a picture of me when I don't know, Hyunjin said teasingly as he sat in front of her. Why? Is there anything wrong with it? She asked confidently. Nothing, just, he said, shrugging it off, smiling. It's just that I don't have many pictures of you on my phone, she said, reasoning. Really? Then give me your phone, he said. Yin gave her phone to him and he started to take a photo of it while she was laughing silently at his actions. Why? What's so funny? He asked, giving back the phone to her. Nothing. Just, you are so cute while doing it. Hyunjin smiles, hearing that. Mr. Hyunjin, your order is ready, the bartender shouted, informing the customer. Wait, love. He stood up and took their order. Here, your favorite, he said and sat down. Thank you. So what are you going to tell me? Yin asked him and he became serious as he softly held her hand. Love, I'll be doing a mission. Mission? Where? Seoul? Yin said, surprised, so she continued to ask. No, in Busan. Hyunjin replied with caution in his tone. Okay, but it's just one day, right? She said, displeased. No, 1 week, Hyunjin said, hopeless. What? Love, but one finals is coming up. Yin said worriedly about him missing the exam. I know, but I can't do anything. It's part of my job, he said hopelessly, and he holds her hand tighter. Fine. So Monday next week you'll be here? She asked, having no choice, and he nodded as a response. Study and contact me if you have free time, okay? "Yes, boss," he said while jokingly saluting. Then he got a message. The message is informing Hyunjin that 1 hour is over and they need to go to Busan now. "Who's that?" In asked. "Chan Hyung." "Why?" she asked curiously. "They're gonna pick me up here and go to Busan," Hyunjin said, informing Ian. Hearing that from him, the facial expression of Ian quickly changed. It's almost like she's gonna cry. "Already? As in now? I thought it was tomorrow," she said, her eyes getting teary, but she's restraining herself not to cry. "I'm sorry, love," he said, apologizing to her. "Don't be sorry, I understand." They stand up and wait outside the cafe for the boys. After a few minutes of waiting for the boys to arrive, "Hyunjin, get in!" Chan shouted, hurriedly. Hyunjin saw Chan and turned around to hug Yin. "I'm gonna miss you," he said, whispering on her ears as he hugged her tighter. "I'm gonna miss you too. Contact me if you have time, okay?" she said softly, hugging him back. "Yes, love. Be careful. Take care." Hyunjin kissed her forehead and hugged her one more time before he broke the hug and ran to the car. After they drove off, she walked to get home. While In is walking to the street, she feels like someone is following her, so she walks fast, but then a person suddenly appears in front of her, dragging her into an alley and harshly push her to the wall, hold her hand above her head. In felt scared. She doesn't know what to do. She's trying to process everything because things happen so fast. "Who are you? Let me go!" In said, trying to pull away to the man's grip. "Your name is Win, right?" the guy asked, knowing her. "How did you know my name? Help!" She shouted for help, after realizing that this man is not going to let her go, knowing he knows. Her name meaning he intentionally grabbed her here.
The man grabbed her cheek so harshly, stopping her from screaming and asking for help. "I've been looking for you for so long," the guy said, starts to smell her neck. "Why? I don't even know you. I don't do anything wrong to you," Yin said as tears started to build up. She's struggling to pull away from this man. "Not to me, but to my boss. So don't try to run away," the guy said, threatening her. Then he suddenly kissed her neck as In kept struggling. "You pervert. Let me go," trying hard to push him away from her. "Hyunjin, help me." "No, I should do something and run away," In thought, and after thinking, she quickly kicked his ass, and he broke the hold on In's hands as he groaned in pain. Finally, she ran away from that man and went home. When arrived at her house, panting from running, she quickly got inside and saw her mom sitting in the living room. "In, you're home. What happened to you?" Sana asked worriedly, looking at her daughter's disheveled state. In immediately hugged her mother and cried. "What happened?" her mother asked. "Mom, that guy almost does something to me," In said, choking at her own voice because of crying. "What? Who? Wait, where's Hyunjin?" Sana asked, panicking, worried about her daughter. "I don't know, Mom. Hyunjin just left for a mission," she said, trying to calm herself as she broke the hug. "It's okay, baby. At least you're here now and safe," Sana said, feeling relieved. "Next time, don't walk at night, okay?" Yin nodded and walked to her room, but her mother said something. "You're not gonna eat dinner?" "I don't feel like eating, Mom," Yin said, feeling heavy. "Okay, do you want to sleep with me?" her mother asked, worried about her daughter's mental state. "I'm okay, Mom," she replied tiredly. "Okay, sleep early. Remember, Yin, I'm just here, okay?" her mother said, assuring her daughter that she had her. Yin nodded, answering her mother. Then she went to her room and changed her clothes. In the middle of changing, her phone rings, indicating Hyunjin is calling her, and she answered it immediately. "Love, did you get home safe?" When Hyunjin asked Yin, she paused for a second. "Love, are you still there?" he asked from the other line. "Yes? What are you asking again?" Yin replied, stuttering but trying to make her voice stable for Hyunjin not to know things. I asked if you got home safe or something happened, because you seem bothered. Love, are you okay? He asked in the other line, worriedly. Nothing happened, love, and yes, I got home safely. Win said, trying to stabilize her facial expression for Hyunjin not to doubt her. She doesn't want Hyunjin to know what happened because she doesn't want for him to worry about her. Okay, love, go to bed now. It's getting late, you need to rest. I'll hang up now. Hyunjin said tenderly. Okay. That's the only thing Yin said. Good night, I love you. Good night, I love you too. After that, Yin immediately went to sleep while hugging the teddy bear. Meanwhile, somewhere, the boss is sitting in the living room, drinking while the secretary is standing there. Have you done what I asked you to do? The boss asked the secretary. Yes, I had already sent our men, the secretary replied. Good, the boss said, pleased, as the boss sipped the wine. I told you to stop this. The secretary suddenly scolded the boss. I know, and I told you. I don't have a plan to stop. The boss argued back, looking furious. You will never gonna break them. They love each other a lot. The secretary explained, trying to make her friend see the bigger picture. No, they will, they have to. Just wait and see. The boss said, determined to break the couple. The secretary just sighs, hearing the boss said,